Psychology reveals a strange paradox about human intelligence. We tend to measure our own intelligence by the facts we've memorized, but cognitive science measures it entirely differently. True intelligence is actually reflected in how you respond to new information, and specifically, your willingness to question your own conclusions. People with lower cognitive flexibility lock into rigid positions and refuse to move. Real intelligence behaves like water. When it hits an obstacle, it adapts, updates its course, and carves a new path forward. Over the next few minutes, we are going to build a concrete 5-step daily routine. This framework is designed to upgrade your critical thinking and strip away the self-sabotaging cognitive biases that limit your growth. To get the most out of this, you need a notebook. Grab one now. Then mentally isolate a specific current disagreement or tough problem you are facing in your life right now. We are going to use that problem as our test subject. Simply realizing that you might have blind spots is useless without a practical system to fix them. This framework takes abstract psychological concepts and turns them into a daily behavioral weapon you can actually use. Step 1 targets overconfidence bias. This is the illusion of clarity that happens when a limited understanding of a topic makes you feel like you know everything about it. We dismantle this with an action called the certainty check. Look at your test subject problem. Identify one belief about it that you feel 100% certain is correct. Now, force yourself to identify a single piece of missing data regarding that belief. This diagram illustrates the illusion of clarity. You are looking at a narrow cone of vision where everything seems absolute. But as the perspective zooms out, we see a massive constellation of data points outside your view. Feeling doubt means it's working. That leads directly to our second target, rigid thinking. This is your ego's primary defense mechanism, designed to protect your current worldview at all costs. To break this, we use the ego-free pivot. Go back to your notebook. I want you to actively search for strong, valid evidence that contradicts your stance on the test subject problem. When you find that evidence, practice saying this exact phrase out loud. Based on this new evidence, I am updating my belief. Holding on to ideas just to win an argument creates a dead end. Updating your beliefs based on strong evidence pushes your capabilities outward. Changing your opinion is intelligence in action. By actively manufacturing doubt and divorcing your ego from your initial ideas, you establish the 2 foundational pillars of cognitive flexibility. Step 3 takes aim at oversimplification. The real world is incredibly complex, but the human brain often prefers to reduce that complexity into simple black and white answers. Your next action is the nuance filter. Starting today, impose a total ban on absolute words when discussing complex issues. Drop words like always, drop the word never, or phrases like it's obvious. Replace them with terms that allow for context. Use words like sometimes, it depends, and it's complex. Watch how these absolutes are struck through and replaced. Shallow processing demands the simplicity of black and white. Real intelligence requires the ability to navigate a wide spectrum of variables. Which brings us to our 4th target, surface-level understanding. To combat this, you will deploy the curiosity drill. When you encounter new information today, refuse to accept it at face value. Instead, use the 3 whys technique. Ask why 3 sequential times to drill down to the root cause of the information. This cross-section shows the mechanics of that process. By digging progressively deeper past the superficial top layer, you eventually hit the structural truths lying at the core. The neurological consequences of this are measurable. Curiosity actively expands the brain's knowledge base. Conversely, deciding that you already know enough literally halts your cognitive expansion. Mastering verbal nuance and weaponizing the 3 whys actively forces your brain out of its lazy, surface-level defaults. Step 5 addresses the most difficult target of all, the habit of constantly blaming external factors when you face a challenge or failure. We defeat this through metacognition. This is the psychological term for the ability to objectively analyze your own behavior and thought processes. Your daily action here is the metacognition review. At the end of each day, choose one specific failure or breakdown you experienced. Instead of looking outward at the circumstances, look entirely inward. You must ask yourself this mandatory question: what was my specific role in this outcome? This visual emphasizes the core dynamic. Analyzing external variables is completely meaningless without rigorous inward reflection. Metacognition is the engine of self-improvement. If you refuse to take responsibility for your role in a breakdown, you cannot optimize your own system. You now have the complete 5-step critical thinking routine. Here is the finalized framework: the certainty check, the ego pivot, the nuance filter, the curiosity drill, and the metacognition review. Intelligence isn't about appearing smart to other people. It is about committing to the rigorous, often uncomfortable process of thinking clearly, identifying bad data, and adapting to reality. Take a screenshot of this framework right now, set it as your phone background, and commit to running your daily decisions through these 5 steps for a 7-day trial period. To lock in your commitment, head down to the comments and tell me which of these 5 steps exposes your biggest personal weakness.